Okay, so I think we will get started. And in the spirit of reconciliation, the RMIT CSIT Society acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. And we pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. Thank you all for coming. My name is Ben Coda, or you probably know me as Coda in the Discord. I'm the president of the RMIT CSIT Society, and today we are really lucky to have Rochelle here from Atlassian to tell us a little bit about her journey. You'd be happy to introduce yourself, Rochelle?
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I'm Rochelle, and I work as a software engineer at Atlassian. And today I'll tell you a little bit more about my journey from RMIT to Atlassian, and also give you a brief introduction into Atlassian. I came across this quote that really stood out to me. There isn't one single path to follow to get you to where you want to be. So my takeaway from this is my journey may look different from yours, and that's totally fine. But I hope this can act as a guide to help you in your career path. I completed my graduate degree in computer science back in India and worked for a year as a software developer on a contract basis for a government travel organization. I decided to pursue my postgraduate degree from RMIT and was very interested in RMIT because of their practical and hands-on course structure. I opted for courses like cloud computing, web development, and information retrieval, which successfully enhanced my programming and problem-solving skills. During my master's, I got an opportunity to do a 3-month summer internship program for a startup company in Melbourne. This gave me insights into the work culture and also how to apply my theoretical knowledge gained in university into the industry. After graduating from RMIT in 2018, I worked as a full stack software developer at an online travel agency in Melbourne. Towards the end of last year, that is 2020, I got an opportunity to join Atlassian as a software engineer. I worked remotely from Melbourne for around 3 months and was given a choice to continue working remotely from there. However, I decided to move to Sydney to get to get more social interaction with my team, and also get an opportunity to work in the office. These are some of the things that I think may help you climb the career ladder while you're still studying. So during my internship, I realized I needed to focus on certain areas that needed improvement. So one of them was version control. So version control tools like Bitbucket help software teams track and manage changes to software code. I just learned the basic Git commands that would have been helpful for me during my internship. And also another thing that's really helpful is understanding the core concepts of web development or something that you're really interested in. So web development can be broken down into front end, that is user facing, like React, Angular, etc. And also back end, that is the server side, that is Java, C Sharp, or Golang, to name a few server side languages. So most companies use more than one programming language. Like my previous company used .NET and Golang, as well as React. And currently Atlassian uses Kotlin. My team uses Kotlin and Java. So yeah, it's always good to know more than one language. So teamwork is also very important. 90% of companies report they are working on projects so complex that only teams of people working together will be able to solve them. And another thing that really helped me was just take advantage of the on-campus resources. The job market employers are not just looking for people with degrees. Most companies look for candidates that are involved in other activities than just the regular coursework. So I found the RMIT's Future Edge program and Job Shop really helpful. So they gave me opportunities to improve my resume, as well as guided me in my LinkedIn profile, as well as my job interviews, which was really helpful. So yeah, I encourage you to look into these programs. So I'm going to tell you a bit more about Atlassian. So Atlassian was born in Sydney, Australia in 2002 by Scott and Mike. They took out a $10,000 credit card debt to start the company. So we pretty much started as a support company with a single product called Jira, which provides project support to software teams. From a few employees here in Sydney, the office has now grown to 1,000 employees spread across 3 buildings. We have 4,500 employees spread across the globe, located in 13 cities. Atlassian's mission is to unleash the full potential of teams. Atlassian has grown quite a customer franchise over time. They are now over 125,000 strong, with customers innovating in every industry, empowering their team to do incredible things. Big teams, small teams, the products we build support them all. Products. Let's talk about what we actually create. So there are 3 major categories for products: those that help teams plan, track, and support the work they do, those that help teams to collaborate better, and those that help teams code, build, and ship. Let's dive into these 3 categories to get a better understanding about our product offering. So starting with products that help plan, track, and support teams. So Jira is our project management software. Jira software is targeted at software teams and has a ton of functionality that dev teams need to do their work. Jira Core is targeted at business teams and has a different feature set to support the work they do. Jira Service Desk is an easy way to support teams to track issues and tickets. Many of Atlassian's internal teams use JDS to track incoming requests like finance, legal, people, and even experience teams. We use it as a backbone for our Kudos program. So, which is basically the Kudos program is peers giving recognition to other peers for something they have done well. So lastly, we also have status page, a great tool to increase the transparency communication during our incidents and outrages. The second group of products we use is Collaborate and Chat. Confluence is the simplest form, is a massive wiki collaborative tool for sharing information. It is not a so simple form. It's a largely robust platform for sharing, organizing, and collaborating on anything. Trello, one of our newer members of our team, is a great way to organize your information and projects in a fun and flexible way, and to give you some visual of your project. Our last group of products, we mainly targeted at developers, as they support a lot of work they do. Bitbucket is a powerful code collaboration tool. SourceTree allows easy visualization of revision control and version history for Git. So the triads in software development are design, engineering, and product management. So I work in the engineering team as a software engineer. So why should you consider starting a career at Atlassian? We achieve our mission by our 5 values that shape our culture, influence who we are and what we do. And even as we grow, these values will always stay the same and guide us in the work we do. We have quarterly internal hackathons called Ship It. How awesome is that? You get 24 hours to innovate and work with people across geographies. Atlassian employees also get special paid days to volunteer their hours with their favorite causes, for mentoring to affordable housing, and just about everything in between, which our values even cross over to the corporate social responsibilities and our commitment into doing our part into transitioning into a net zero future and fighting for climate change. So we have, as a company, pledged 1% of our annual profits, 1% of our employee times, and also 1% of the company's equity to the foundation. So you're probably wondering, how can I join this awesome company and team? So we run our summer internship programs for 12 weeks. This program is built to give you a hands-on knowledge and experience and provide a stepping stone into growing your career. So why intern at Atlassian? Mentorship and growth. So you get a dedicated mentor or manager, which gives you regular one-on-one feedback. You're also surrounded by senior team members who are some of the best in the industry. You'll also get to weekly lunches and learn sessions with leads across Atlassian to learn. Work that matters. We don't give you a project for the sake of a project. The work you do is on our roadmap and will impact other Atlassian teams and customers. Our interns have worked on projects that have impacted thousands of customers and are given incredible responsibilities. Play as a team. We believe the work we do should be fun. We make sure to provide plenty of opportunities to connect with fellow interns through organized social events. In the past, our interns have gotten to participate in trivia nights, to do a painting class, visit Luna Park for the afternoon, attend Atlassian's annual global Big Bash celebration, and participate in our quarterly hackathon Ship It. So this is all on top of the team organized socials. Yeah. So this is the general process. Exact interviews and craft assessments will depend on the role you're applying for. All our interviews are conducted online via Zoom or over the phone. So eligibility to apply for Atlassian's internship is you need to be in graduating by the end of 2022. You also need to be an Australian or New Zealand citizen or a Australian permanent resident. And you also need to be happy to relocate to Sydney for the summer. So we also have a graduate program. It's open to final year students who are graduating by the end of 2021. We may add more roles throughout the year, so check our website for more up-to-date information. So this is the website, so please send in your applications because Atlassian is always looking for new and talented software engineers. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, fantastic. That internship opportunity sounds amazing. Yeah, and if anyone has any questions, I'm sure we've got quite a few first years, second years, third years, I think even a couple of postgrads. And if they have any questions about what it's like to go from RMIT to a major international software company, yeah, like feel free to ask anything. We'll address your questions. Yeah, and feel free to unmute as well and just hop in. This is going to be pretty, informal. Don't have to worry too much. But I think we had one question about what it was like moving from, this is asking the Discord, what skills you gained from RMIT that definitely assisted you in your role at Atlassian.
So the mentorship program, I guess, like for me, to improve my social skills or my soft skills. So I found that helpful. I also joined I think CSIT ran a hackathon, which was very awesome to have on your resume. And yeah, and the Future Edge program, basically just to add certain things to buff up your resume, because not all employees are looking for people with degrees. They also check that you can do more than just one thing, right? They're looking for people who can multitask and that are open to give back to the community as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if anyone hasn't heard of them before, there are Future Edge and like global leadership programs that RMIT hosts pretty regularly. I think maybe you might just have to Google search them, or you should receive emails by default as a student for these events. They're free. They just take a couple of days. You make some really cool friends and you learn a lot. It's really dense. So yeah, definitely make sure you bring plenty of food and water and you're up for it.
And
Um,
so if you need help, I think improving your resume or your LinkedIn profile or some help in your interview process, they do have one-on-one sessions. I think that really helped me as well. So,
The when you were applying for places, you said that Atlassian gave you a interview challenge. What was that like? Like, what did you have to do for that period? And did you find that you had to study a bunch after you finished uni, or did you already have the skills to attempt that challenge?
so what made it easier was me doing the my 1 year job as a full stack developer in Melbourne. So I knew some of the concept, but I still had to prepare. And my interview process was like a month-long process because mainly I took a week to go through each of the rounds. So I had 5 rounds. So the first round was basically the recruiter calling me saying that I made it through and Atlassian is interested in me. And then the next step, basically, they gave me a live coding challenge with one of their devs. So it was I could choose any idea I want and just they gave me a problem and I had to solve that. And then, yep. And then once I cleared that round, I did spend some time because the next round was a system design task. So, yep, I needed to go through some of the core concepts and on how to challenge that as well. So, yeah. I think yeah, always prepare. I guess before the interviewer would always give you a set of what is expected. So yeah, just spend some time, a day or two, just going through that. And yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that answered. Thank you.
Rochelle, I'd like to know what it was like relocating to Sydney for work.
Yeah, yeah, the pandemic didn't help, but yeah, it was a challenge, I think. But for me, working remotely, I was just not finding the same kind of in-office experience, and I didn't get a chance to meet my team till last week. So yeah, just having to get that opportunity, I think I took the decision just to pack up and leave because I had to weigh the options. I would have continued working remotely had I known my team before moving to the remote work life, but not knowing and joining remotely was a little challenging. And I thought at least initially meeting the team would have been good.
When you're working remotely, how many meetings do you have like during the day? Like how much of it is meeting and how much of it is actually working?
Actually, today my day was pretty much full of meetings. I just had like 2 hours break. Yeah. So actually, they keep a good balance, but I would say like half my day is full of meetings, and the second half or the first half of the day generally is no meetings. But
Mhm.
then that can vary from team to team also. Yeah.
We had Elizabeth in the chat ask, what is the work culture like at Atlassian and other meetings like in any style, like Agile?
Yeah. I think the work culture at Atlassian is great. Like just comparing to my previous work experiences. So in Atlassian, everyone's very you know very open to help. So if you have a question, you ask them and they always answer your question, even if their day is busy. And if they can't answer it straight away, they will book some time out for you and you can ask them then.
Great. And Derek asked, do you think a master's degree is necessary for a software engineering job?
Uh, in my opinion, no. But yeah, that varies in what you are interested in. If you want to move into like machine learning or something like that, obviously more research is needed. But if you just want like a web development job or something like that, you can probably learn it without a master's degree.
Right.
But yeah, controversial.
Yeah, good question. And Matthew asks, what languages do you do as an engineer? primarily used for the projects, or does it vary?
Yeah, like I said, it varies from project to project. So I got a chance to work with Kotlin and Java, but I also had a opportunity to work with Terraform. So yeah, it varies from what project or what task you're assigned to do.
Great. And when coding, so Jack asked, when coding, do you put braces on the same line as the method class or on a new line?
Yeah, every team has their own standard. Like, Golang, it's actually a compilation error if you put it on the next line. So yeah,
And
depends on
Isaac,
your team, I guess.
yeah. Isaac asks, how's the work-life balance?
Work-life balance is good at Atlassian. So actually today there was a game nights, which runs every fortnight on Wednesday from 4:30 to 5:30. So
Nice.
yeah, the teams do, even though we are virtual, they do try to incorporate that as well. And we have once a month team lunch that is also, you can you can order team lunch and just eat virtually, and the company will reimburse you with that. So
Very nice. Wow. I have to ask, what kind of games do you play?
we normally play like the Wolf in the Night and just the team building games on the websites. Yeah, we also have code words we played last week, and we had like a Pictionary game where you're given a topic and then you just basically draw something, and the
Nice.
team did this.
Benji asks, tabs or spaces?
Yeah, so we use tabs, but they lint your code as you push it. So the pipeline does most of the stuff for you. So sometimes, yeah, so teams sometimes are particular. It depends on which team you're working on.
Nice. And then Daniel asks, I think this might be our last question for the day. Did you ever go into a job not really knowing a language and having to learn on the job? If so, how did you find it?
Definitely, I think all my jobs. So basically, uni doesn't, they just give you a starting point, right? They give you the basics, the concept, but they don't really prepare you kind of thing. Because enterprise software development is a little different than what uni teaches us. So yeah, my previous job also had to learn Golang pretty much on the spot. I never learned it before, and yeah, and the project I was delivering, it had a deadline, so I joined in middle of the project, so I needed to pick up tasks that needed that. So you just basically, they'll give you they know that it's a learning curve, and they'll give you time to learn it. So yeah, just don't be afraid to pick up.
Great, thank you. Okay, one final question. Do you have any advice to stand out as a graduate?
Yeah, I guess as I said, make your resume stick out, like add extra activity, just not what you did in uni. That really helps. And for me, I worked on adding projects to my portfolio, because most companies will look at your GitHub repository to see whether you have done actual coding and not just say that you do something. So yeah, having a GitHub repository also helps with some projects that you have worked on.
So by projects, do you mean uni projects or like side projects?
Side projects. So even you can include your uni projects, but yeah, they are more interested in like what you're doing on the side, like how are you improving your skills and what are you interested in.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you for imparting your wisdom upon us, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Really informative. Yeah, if we could just get a big thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Ron.
And thank you, Rochelle. Yeah, this was our very first event of the year.
And it was my first event like presenting, so I'm sorry it was all.
No, it's fantastic. You did really, really well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for answering those questions. That was the best. Yeah, hearing about those.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit controversial, but yeah.
Yeah, we threw some tricky ones at you.
Yeah. It was again my opinion. So yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, and everyone make sure you fill out that form, and hopefully we'll see you all on campus.
See ya. Have a good year ahead of you.
All right, see you,
Thanks,
Rochelle. You
Rochelle.
too.
See ya.